Good morning. This is Prasanna Lohar, CEO of Future Transformation and founder of India Blockchain Forum. I welcome you all at a Future Transformation podcast series 2 at a SmartTech Asia 2026. It's been an honor to host all the future ready leaders at this podcast. And today we have a amazing personality with whom I have worked at DCB Bank, Mr. Narendranath Mishra, who is a top leader at DCB Bank. Friends, how we have seen last 20 years, 40 years, technology comes and changes us. And that's how people change, work culture change, organization change. What we had seen in a feature phone era and in a smartphone era may not be the same thing for next 15 years. But there is some epic which is there, which we follow since years together, since not only years but generations together. And we will talk today about the same epic with sir and understand how that epic is always consistent, always around us, and always guide us in various scenarios. As a leader, leadership is not something same leadership at any point. It depends upon the situation, depends upon the generation to generation, depends upon in which we are era we are living, the expectations from the companies. But there are some principles which we need to follow, which will always help us to decide or really be a leader and climb up one or the other ladders. So welcome, sir, for this podcast series, and look forward for your guidance. I think very interesting. I think when I read your book for the first time, which is around Ramayana, and I have seen your journey at DCB Bank. I think your journey was elevated and was example or inspiration for many young leaders like us to how to do better job with the focus, and that's the opportunity I am taking, and look forward to hear from you, sir. Can you just briefly introduce why Ramayana and how you got this idea to really see various lessons from Ramayana to be written as a book, and it can be really helpful, because book is a one kind of an instrument which really helps many people who are the readers to read, grasp, and implement those learnings from those books. So first of all, congratulations for writing that book for many of us, for young leaders, and definitely this book is going to make many more leaders. This is what we're going to understand through this podcast with sir. Yes, sir.
Good morning, Prasanna. It's my pleasure to be here. Ramayana is an epic which happened thousands of years back. Many people think that Ramayana is a mythology. Ramayana is actually our lived history. So when Ramayana was written, it was actually an advice from Lord Brahma to Sage Valmiki to write this great epic, which is the story of Ram and other characters, which will guide the mankind forever. So while advising Valmiki, Lord Brahma told, Yabat stayanti giryasa saritascha mahitale tabadram Ramayana katha lokesu pracharishyati. It means as long as there is river and mountain, the mankind will continue to be inspired by the tales of Ramayana. So as you rightly said, the technology has changed from a standalone PC to internet to automation. Now we are talking about artificial intelligence, which is transforming the world. Whereas the tools of leadership has changed, the principles of leadership has not changed.
Yes.
The principles of leadership is as old as thousands of years. The principles of leadership is about ethics, decision making, welfare of people, strategic alliances, and strategic restraint. So Ramayana is a module on leadership which is applicable for all eras. It provides us a mirror on decision making in difficult situations, in crisis situations. That is why I wrote a book which took the lessons from Ramayana for corporate excellences. So I have taken 50 lessons from Ramayana, which are essentially slokas from Valmiki Ramayana and the stories. and how this is guiding the current corporate leadership. So, since Ramayana is an compendium of leadership, starting from a beginner to a middle manager to CEO, and even for retirement, that is why it took Ramayana over other epics.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, and look forward. When I was in DCB Bank, I personally have seen how my leadership has grown from one level to another level, and influence from the fellow other leaders, the kind of a work which I have done, the situations. It has always helped me to amplify. There were some failure experiences as well as the success experiences, but in the last 20 years, what we have seen. Many companies, organizations, typically banks, always look at how to take the next orbit. And the way I perceive this orbit from one orbit to another orbit is all because of a fundamental step people in the organization. Second step is how we adopt process automation or technologies. Whether to do it in the right way or wrong way, ultimately is for customers. So when is it? So what is a fundamental problem or guidance for people in the organization? Is it adoption of a technology, or is it like working with a variety of generations? So how do we look at if there are a lot of challenges in the scenarios all around? Do you think all these challenges and relevant solutions were available in this epic so-called Ramayana thousands of years ago?
So, if you look at one of the key challenges of leadership is that how do you navigate through it, through the changes and disruptions, and ensure that you don't lose direction. Just look at Ram's life. He is ready for coronation. On the eve of coronation, he is asked to go to a forest for 14 years. Then he goes to forest. He meets sages. He learns about weapons. He learns about ethics. He learns many things, and he kills demons. Then suddenly his wife is kidnapped in the last year of the exile. So these are all disruptions which are cataclysmic, which are very big. Despite that, Ram doesn't leave his principle. So one of the biggest challenges of leadership is that how do you get value anchored while these changes are disrupting the way in which we do our jobs, the way in which we work, and the competition. So Ramayana teaches us that disruption is going to be a way of life, but we have to be value anchored, principle centered, and continue to learn. Look at Ram's learnings. Ram learns about how to use weapon from sage Agastya. He learns about how to rule from sage Gautama. Various sages give him a lot of directions. Sage Vishwamitra puts him into test where he kills Tadaka, which is for the greater good of the mankind. So he is a constant learner, be it about life, be it about how to be a better king, or be it about mastering the best of weapons technology. He's a constant learner. So Ramayana teaches us that whenever changes are happening, disruptions are happening, please continue to learn. As long as you are learning, you will not face problem. The second thing which teaches us, which I told earlier also, be principle anchored. As long as you are learning and principle anchored, you will be able to scale through these changes without losing your direction.
I thank you, sir. I think that brings to my next question. While change is a constant, and as you rightly said, you have to keep learning, so that as you are learning, and all those experience coming from learning can really helpful to adopt those changes. But fundamentally, sir, the way I have seen leadership we had in the 1950s, or our freedom fighters or ancestors, uh, I think leadership has given us many heroes. While we are speaking about Ram, we had Krishna. In recent time, we had leaders like Bal Gangadhar Tilak or Gandhi, or there are leaders like Hitler or Mussolini, or if you modern era you see in India, like we have J.R.D. Tata or Reliance Ambani's. So I think while kingdom leadership to the corporate leadership, leadership is a different variety. But fundamentally, all these leadership, as you rightly said, are around some principles. But in spite of these principles available, and today the way we see, the life has changed from morning 9 to 6. It is continuous 24/7. So fundamentally, what is the current core leadership problem? In the sense, how leaders can perform well in spite of various challenges, constraints, or situations around us. Yes, sir.
So, if you look at one of the key challenges of leadership, it is actually ego, lack of listening ability. Look at two leadership archetypes.
Excellent.
One is Ravan, the other is Ram. Ravan is very powerful. He has the latest modern tools, weapons, technology, resources, everything at his hand. And he kidnaps Sita, which is an unethical act. Then there are advisors. His wife Mandodari, Bibhisan, his minister Malyaban, clearly warning him that this is an unethical act. You please give back Sita and go for peace. His ego clouds his judgment, and that leads to his disastrous end. Look at Ram. Ram listens to every counsel. When Bibhisan comes to meet Ram, everybody opposes, saying that he's his enemy's brother, he cannot be trusted. Only one person says that Bibhisan should be taken into fold. That is Hanuman. And who is Hanuman in the ranks? Hanuman is actually minister of Sugriv. So Ram did not listen to his own brother Lakshman. He did not listen to the king Sugriv, his friend. He listened to minister of Sugriv, Hanuman, and he took Bibhisan. That is where the flow of Ramayana changed, because bringing in Bibhisan brought in huge intelligence about Ravan and his army. So the difference between the great leaders and average leaders is their ability to take dissent, listen to people, and take the best judgment irrespective of ranks. Many times, what I find is that the leaders get clouded. That since I am the leader, I know everything.
Yes.
Particularly in today's context, technological context, where AI has become disruptive, automation has become the rule of the law. So there are technologies, there are changes coming at such a fast speed. One leader cannot absorb all of this.
Yeah.
So it is the leaders who follows the principle of Ram, who takes inputs from councils, from senior leaders, even from ground level engineers and frontline staff. They are likely to get the best of the ideas and likely to succeed. So that would the framework which was there 5,000 of years back. Listen to everybody, take the best decision irrespective from where it comes. Same can be done by the modern leaders in a highly disruptive technological era.
I think wonderful, sir. I think you touched upon some technologies, and I think the way I see, without knowing technology today, it's very hard to succeed. That is how technology has become a part and parcel and integrated part of every operation, every businesses. While we had seen internet came in 94, 95, we never thought we'll be sending inline letters in form of a digital format and start communicating, which has become email. Now today that email has become message, and the way it has become from 15 days communications waiting for that letter, now it is 15 seconds or maybe half a second we get responses. That is how I think agileness in the leadership has appeared because of impact of technology. So do you think, sir, current leadership is highly dependent on technology, and is it really fair to depend on technology, and what will be your guidance considering Ramayana, like you spoke about Ram, learned a lot of tools, and that is how it has helped not at initial but maybe later when he was in the combat journey with Ravana. So technology perspective for leadership, sir.
So if you look at the Ram and Ravan war, it is technology by which Ram actually won the war.
Yeah.
So he had the best of weapons which Sage Agastya has given him. So his charioteer was the charioteer of Indra. So he had the best person as the charioteer. He used the slokas, the mantras, while remembering Surya, sun god, to have concentration. So technology is definitely a big differentiator. Whenever we want to succeed in any matter, not only in BFSI or business or any matter in life, technology is a big differentiator. There is no second thought about it. If you think that without technology, without adapting to technology and improving on technology, we can compete, then you are mistaken. That was not possible 5,000 years back. That is not even possible now. So a leader needs to constantly adapt, learn to the new technology. But the differentiator is Ravan also had technology. So,
Yes.
so how do you have technology and ethically use technology? Like for example, Ram had Brahmastra. He could have finished the war in minutes. He did not, because it will impact all living beings in Lanka. So, how do we do ethical usage of technology? How do you use a combination of technology with principle centered leadership? That is where the success lies. Success lies a ideal combination of technology and principle centered leadership.
Excellent. I think, sir, the way situation is around us, and it's been often every 2-3 months we see geopolitical situations today. There are a lot of learnings. While in India as a country, or the way we follow Hinduism, there are a lot of heritage advantage we have got. I think world needs to understand all these nitty-gritties or learnings from epic like Ramayana. Sir, next I would like to understand the way I have seen, or every leader sees, nothing is smooth. We come in the morning, we go in the evening. While we had a KRA's aspirations, there are challenges, there are uncertainties. Sometimes, like the way we have seen banking, some application goes down. We need to understand how it got down. There are some numbers to be made for business people. So I think leadership gets scaled the way we get strong and robust challenges. I think uncertainties are like traffic signals, or rather some bumps on the road, and anything can happen in that scenario, sir. Like crisis management, like in crisis we see that leadership excels heavily. So, and in Ramayana also we had seen a lot of crisis which was not foreseen by Ram as it was written. So, how do you see, sir, this real life scenario, which is very, very strong lessons from Ramayana? Uh, your perspective on uncertainty, crisis management, and how a leader today should look at for next 2 to 3 years how to manage crisis.
So, first of all, in crisis, the leader must not lose composure. The leader needs to be calm, composed, and strategic. So, I'll take an example of Ram's life. His first big crisis was when he was asked to go 14 years to
Yes,
forest.
yes,
Bharat went to bring him back along with the army, the queens. He did not come back. He said, principle based decisions cannot be taken back. If there is a promise which has been done, the promise needs to be kept. Then he faced the second crisis, where he has to face the demons. He has to face demon Tadka. He was not clear whether he should kill a woman which was prohibited in that point of time. Then says Vishwamitra told him that what is good for the people of Ayodhya or people of the world, that is what you should do. Then he took a right decision in killing the demon Tadka. Then the next crisis which he faces is about abduction of his wife. Ram is also infuriated. He's also angry momentarily, but he composes himself and he searches for alliance. He does an alliance with Sugriv. He sends messengers, tries for peace. When peace doesn't work out, he goes for the war and wins the war. Then, within the war, there is another bigger crisis which comes, where Lakshman is attacked by Indrajit and he's in coma. The entire army goes helter skelter. Ram is cool and composed. He says, Lakshman will rise due to his own strength and support from all of you.
yes,
He keeps the entire army in high spirits despite his brother being in difficult situation. So for modern leaders, whenever you face a competition, crisis, product obsolescence,
the first thing we need to do is that we need not be immediately reactive. When Ravan took Sita by kidnapping, Ram first tried to find out Sita, build a strategy, build a bridge, then go for the war. So when you face the competition, prepare yourself, take counsel, do alliances, and then go for competition.
Yes.
So that is the biggest lesson which we get from Ramayana, is that while doing this, don't leave your principles. Like for an example of principles, I will give an example. When he did an alliance with Sugriva, Sugriva was actually an exile because his elder brother Bali has been very aggressive with him without proper reason. And Ram first told, I will kill Bali first, then I will ask your help. So while we are doing alliances in case of crisis, the principle to be remembered is that for any alliances to succeed, think what you will do first for the alliance partner. If you think and act in ethical and principled manner, keeping your composure, you can manage and succeed in any crisis situation.
I think wonderful, sir. The way we are moving ahead in this podcast, every answer it's like a huge guideline, and we should say thanks. Rather, it is a big blessing, I would say, from
My pleasure.
coming from Ramayana epic, and you have written it in such a way that I think every day, every rising leader or every mature leader should read this book, and it will really elevate, because whenever you read something, it gives an opportunity to look back. Are there any mistakes we have done, and how do we really correct those mistakes and rise? I think you have given us such a nice example, and you spoke wonderfully around alliance and the belief, like the way Ram had shown that belief on himself that Lakshmana will rise, and he has created those alliances. I think in current era, for any company or leader, he can't be succeed the way they used to be very successful in the some years back with all their strength could be their thinking, character, money. I think what is your lesson for any leader considering the team building, or team building within a company, or team building outside of the company, how it is very important, and you may would like to highlight some of the relevant examples from Ramayana also.
So talking about team building and alliances, if you look at Ramayana, there are few very very basic principles. One is dignity and respect. Uh, Ram is a god. He is Lord Ram. He is doing an alliance with a monkey king, Sugriva. But he gives the respect to Sugriva as you would give to an alliance partner. So learning here is that you might be a very big technology giant, but if you have a smaller company who is working as a partner with you,
Yes.
give them the due respect as a partner. Ram showed us that there is no difference depending on each other's strength. Each strength should complement the others. The second thing is that Ram is all about fairness, consistency, and meritocracy. So I'll give an example of meritocracy. When they were planning to build the bridge, he did not go to Sugriva. He did not go to Hanuman or Lakshman that you construct the bridge. Nala, who will be little lower in rank compared to Hanuman and Sugriv in that hierarchy, but he was an outstanding architect. So Nala was given complete freedom, delegation to build the bridge. So leaders should spot talent and provide the opportunity to the right person, irrespective of their hierarchy. The last and the foremost thing is that the leaders want participation in the work and being with the team. If you look at Ramayana, Ram himself was along with the army. He was leading the army from front. He was with the people, constantly encouraging them, and if their spirit is going down because of the complexities of war, he was there to inspire them. So a leader, if you want to build a team, you have to be with the team. You have to spend time with the team, constantly motivate them, and you have to work along with them, not boss around them. I think these three principles, if it is followed either in alliance or in teamwork, it will definitely succeed.
Exactly, sir. I think so beautifully told many things within a last few minutes. Uh, Trusting the team members, delegating them the right work, spot the right attitude, aptitude, and the character or the kind of they can do it. I think there are a lot of lessons from Ramayana and Ram as a leader, so Hanuman as a leader. I think alliance the way Ram has created with Sugriva, and Sugriva had its own kingdom, and then there are in between we had Jatayu, and at every junction we will find some friend or a collaboration opportunity which will take to your destiny and come back. But in this process of Ram, there are some Ravanas also, sir. Like, and we always look Ravana as a towards evil part, while he had some good part also. So in current leadership, you will find similar avatars in any organization. We may not expect, but it do happen. So what is that guidance for any leaders? And I look at Ram and Ravana are not individual leaders, but those are personas. So these personas are always there in the organization. So for leader like us, we should not get inclined towards Ravana like attitude, aptitude. So what's your guidance on that? How do we stick to our principle? There could be lucrative opportunities. There could be shortcuts. There could be very crisis opportunity, but people don't take that opportunity to take a leadership and do away with that. So what are those areas in a day-to-day life we should take as an opportunity, and while doing this with all principles are written in Ramayana, we should follow on a Ram's way, not a Ravana's way. So your views.
So, very simplistically told, competence without character
Yes.
is an unmitigated disaster. So, as you rightly said, Ravan was competent. He had resources, he had weapons, intelligence, and everything. But what he lacked is principle and ethics. So, in leadership, if you ask me, you require both competence and character. Where competence and character goes together, the evolution of Ram happens.
Yes.
Where competence without character, then Ravan comes in. Ravan is a clearly dark character who uses his competence, intelligence, and ability to actually bring in atrocities and do wrong things. Whereas Ram uses his competence, which is enhanced by his character for the betterment of the mankind. So I think as a leader, being ethical, principle centered, irrespective of situation, is far more important than anything. Ethics and principle centered leadership is above anything in life. That's what I would say, and that's what Ram teaches also.
Yeah, I think thank you very much, sir. And if we look at in our current episode, we spoke about individual capabilities, clarity. Then we spoke about team or a group, how they should approach to a problem statement. Look at, but at an organization level or at a group level, uh, it's like say example in current era we see maybe Ambani or Adani's or Tata's, and these groups has helped nation to build, and these groups were very small groups. One point in time, maybe a team of 10 people, or the way we heard Infosys started in some room in the 4 people, and there are a lot of examples which has now giving job opportunity and great scale of economy to the nation. So if you look at one organization which is evolved from a single team member to a unit, to a department, to an organization, how a superior uh, example in banks we have MD or CEO. So how do we see that role, and how that role fits into Ramayana, so that we can move from uh, complete organization one orbit to another orbit, while we may compete with a fellow bank or fellow company, but looking at a national cause, or the way today we talk about Viksit Bharat, today we talk about net zero, there are a lot of areas to be innovated so that as a country we elevate. But ultimately when I am hearing from last few minutes, my level also got elevated. I'm not thinking about a company or a nation. It's all about the universe. How do we take everybody around us to the next level? So, what's your view, sir? Ultimate view for any leader, how he should look at the overall perspective, rather a narrow perspective at his own performance or team performance, larger view, how we can take those lessons from Ramayana.
So if you look at when I wrote this book, 50 Lessons from Ramayana for Corporate Excellences, so I have given the maximum chapters, lessons to the CEO. Because the leader, the MD and CEO, and in those days kings, used to determine the course of the organization. So that is why among the
Yes.
50 lessons, there are 20 lessons which is on CEO alone. So one of the very fundamental principles of Ramayana is about the betterment of the larger world. So I will give you an example. When Ram wins over Lanka, he doesn't kill or ill-treat any civilians. He doesn't destroy any infrastructure of Lanka. He doesn't take possession of Lanka. He actually hands it over to Bibhisana, who is the right ruler. So one of the things the leaders, the CEOs must realize: winning doesn't mean destroying opponents. The the second lesson, which is for the CEOs, is that how do I pass on a legacy? Look at Ram. He actually trained, guided both Love and Kush, and divided the territory between them before leaving. He wanted to pass on a legacy which is pretty well documented. So many times, what I find in the CEOs and the modern day leaders, they don't create a succession plan or strong second line. Your legacy is about future. Ram, despite being God, knew that anybody who has come to this earth will live for a certain period. So he planned and created a legacy, and the legacy lasted many generations after Ram's departure. So one of the key lessons for the modern leaders is that how do I create a legacy?
Yes.
How do I create a effective succession plan? So whatever good work the leader has done, that continues. I think that is the biggest lesson from Ramayana for all modern CEOs.
Yeah, I think so many learnings through this podcast for any leader. So I would say every sentence you spoke has such a valuable learnings, Naren sir. The way I see Ramayana, and in this podcast we spoke from how Ram had uncertainties, came on a 14 years Vanvas, how Bharat has been followed the route with the principles, many alignments with Hanumana, Sugriva, how to really reach out to the Lanka with all the alliance, believing in the leaders and creating more leaders like Nala you spoke, uh, believing in a enemy or enemy's brother Bibhishana and handing over him after the complete war or end of a life of Ravana, coming back. I think in this episode we had seen Ramayana as a journey, and in this journey we touched upon from individual to unit to the larger performance, and how a leader should really look at organization without much of an individual but larger benefits. Such a wonderful thoughts. I think you have given a glimpse of this whole book in this episode, sir, and thank you so
My
much
pleasure.
for being here on this podcast. And this gives a opportunity for us how to elevate from here onwards. And I urge all my fellow friends, watch this podcast again and again and read the book which is published by Naren sir. This episode is gonna definitely help future leaders. Leaders yesterday, today are the same people, but leadership changes because of many aspects around that. But your principles should remain intact. That is what is coming from legacy or epic Ramayana. I think similar things must be there from other epics, but uh, this is something valuable, and I think let this episode be all around the world. The last thoughts, Naren sir, before we end this episode, while this is a journey, I'll keep coming back to you again and again for any of those leadership lessons. Yeah, sir.
So I just thought that how do I apply in my real life, like the 50 lessons. So some of the lessons which Ramayana has given us is very, very basic. Like Ram advises about punctuality, being well groomed, and effective time management, which are basics of leadership tools. So one can probably start with those lessons and try to put it in the real life. Then as you, because leadership is a journey, it doesn't happen overnight. Then probably look at some of the most evolved leadership of Ram, which is on ethical framework, decision making, alliances, and and many principles which is valid forever. I think one can learn from this, try to apply in life, and it will not only make one great leader, it will also make the world much better place to live in.
I think
Thank you.
so good, sir, and hope this book reaches to millions of fellow friends. And as you rightly said, last but not least, the line: "Let the world get benefit out of these books." Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Naren
Thank
sir,
you. My
for
pleasure for
coming on
calling.
this
Thank you.
podcast. I think thank you so much, our listeners, viewers. Look forward to have more similar podcasts, which are gonna help for you to elevate your leadership through technology and through leaders where we really live the current era around us. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure as well.
Thank you.